Welcome back, anglers! I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Call of the Wild, the Angler. So last episode I think it was just last episode we really started to the free fishing, trying on our own. I haven't had much luck at this lake, so my thinking is I'm going to head down and maybe try some of these smaller ones along our way, just as we call a vehicle. I also do want to check and see... Wait, what is... Oh! Okay, I guess for multiplayer, if you just want to use a quick way of sending some messages out, they included that. Yeah, I've got plenty of stuff there, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to keep with what I've got, and just slowly free fish, try to get stuff in, just go through that. I did get a comment or two in I'll talk about and go over. And one of the strange things with Call of the Wild the Angler is it kind of... how it seems to be, like, the credit system works is each level has, each level you have has segments to it, and as you reach the segments, you'll get credits in. So that's why on certain fish, when I would bring them in and land them, there'd be no credits for them at all, but others would give. Now, I don't know how well that system's going to work later in through, like, later levels. Are they going to include more segments in each level? Or are you going to really start feeling this tapering off of credits are only going to come in so slowly after very long periods? Because, I mean, getting the early gear and getting yourself some decent stuff isn't too bad, but what happens to these really expensive pieces, like the 2,000 per one thing, or even higher? How long does that become of, like, a goal to try going for if you're only going to get credits per, like, segment, or by maxing out a gear's level, or, like, mastery? Because right now, how you mostly get the credits, I have to also check one other thing as well, and maybe let me try heading back here for that. Let me fast travel and check. But it seems like right now there's at least 2 ways, maybe 3, to get the credits. Catching the fish and leveling up, maxing out gear's use, that way you have mastery of it. And then the third one might be from these over here, these little challenges. I haven't really done any of them yet, so we'll take a look and see if there's any I can go to this episode. Like, what do we got? Fishing challenge. Okay, can't seem to take that. Oh, okay, map challenge. Get to silver rank that there. Yeah, so that shouldn't be any problem at all. We'll take that. It's just I have to be... okay, yeah, I have to be super close. I have to be super close up for some things. Not going to worry about the photo challenge, because, like, I have no idea how that little thing is. I can see about taking that. And catch... okay, well, we got the one. And it does say... okay, so they're not going to know where the location is. That's what I figured it would probably be. Yeah, so that is just the island right out here, so we'll go out, hit that. Might as well put a little waypoint there, just so I know. Actually, to be honest, it might even be the little pond inside of that island, or, like, on it. Yeah, we'll go try this, see what happens if we complete it, and if we get some credits from that. Where is the pier? Should be somewhere around here. Oh, over there. Not sure how I got this far, like, away from it. But yeah, we'll go grab a boat, head over there, try to get this. And if the challenges do give you a bit of credits, then that's going to be another way in. But again, I don't know if this is going to sort of have Call of the Wild, where after you hit a point, not so much like income, but leveling up, where it's going to really curve and take super long to get up at some stages. The early game and the mid game, you probably won't feel this is too bad or anything, but later stages, I don't know. It's just one of those ones. It kind of feels a little bit of like how Call of the Wild the Angler is, where, I mean, it looks good, and the gameplay itself is fairly well suited for the majority of it. It's just when you get more into, like, the depth parts, or a little bit beyond the first couple of hours, and run into things like the missions, not really listing the recommended gear unless you restart the game. Jigging feels really weird to do on a mouse and keyboard. What else was another one? the certain species tutorials that are like the more advanced ones, you don't have the... It doesn't feel like the right listed gear actually catches the fish you're after. And then there was also... Yeah, not having to set the time of day, but that's not really an in-depth thing. That's still a weird one. I don't know why it's how it is. But yeah, it's one of those things... Oh, come on. Let's see if we can... Yeah, dock the boat. Sure, that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so I think it's this little pond here we have to catch something in. And actually, maybe I'll switch this out for just the spinner. Actually, hang on. One thing that I was kind of hoping I would be able to see, like, what my mastery is in that quick selection screen, just so that way I know which one I could use to keep trying to level it up. So I'm going to switch back to the crankbait. Because I think that one I still need to level it. It feels like the starting and the very early stages of the game, they did have polished up and runs very nice and smooth. But as you got more time into the game and played further, you start running into these little bumps and hiccups with it. So I don't know if it was... Let's make... Oh, yeah, this is the spot. I don't know if the idea was, okay, let's just make sure we have the game operate and play initially, and then we can polish further along as people go through. Or what?
The plan is to let these loose stripe dry up and burn them down like hell's teeth. You've still got 3/4 to go, so don't let up.
But yeah, let's just try and see how we do. Yeah, I don't think a crankbait like I've got on is going to be good for this area. Because we're basically scraping bottom. Oh, I say that, although we were able to get something on pretty easily. No, yeah, it's not really going to be able to fight us that much. We can just bring her right in. This might even be our silver rank right off the bat, too. We'll have to see. Yeah, it might actually be. I'm pretty sure that is a largemouth. I don't think it's small. Let's see. Yeah, silver largemouth, right off the bat. Okay, so we have to head back and talk to Sophia, but we'll see what this gives us. I just want to... And again, catching the fish, releasing it, no credits at all for that. So we'll see if turning this in does give us the credits or not. If it does, then that's a good way we know, okay, these little challenges will be a way to keep earning money as you're going through leveling. Well, I don't know why there's... Is this for the other one? Oh, no. No, I don't know. So why is there, like, the... Oh, wait, that's my waypoint. I'm an idiot. Okay, let me remove the waypoint. Oh. Oh, that might be something I have to check. I haven't gone to too many, like, inland spots, but perhaps going to each inland body of water will give me a little point that tells me, like, what species of fish are in that one. Again, there's some things I gotta do on my own in that to see. Let me just get us back to... I mean, I could fast travel, but let's actually just travel on our own like this. Let's head there, talk, and hand this in, and see what it gives. And that'll give us an idea of whether I should keep doing these fishing challenges or go for more free fishing in certain areas. Like, I think a fishing game is a bit of an easier one to follow along and do the mission objectives for, just because that's fairly a straightforward way of going after and getting fish reliably. It's not quite like a hunting game where you can kind of wander entirely across the map and you'll encounter stuff. Fishing, as long as you're fishing in water, you will have a chance of catching something, really, and having the missions helps a little focus that a bit more. Yeah, let me just dock us right up along here, and we'll see about turning that in. Okay. I am also a little surprised that the species tutorials didn't give you anything for them. Like, no credits. I don't know if they gave you experience or not. It seemed like it was more so just... If you wanted the bit of info, here you go, and this clears it out. Let's see if the challenge is a little bit different.
Lovely afternoon for a fish. Or perhaps a purchase? Not only spot on, but the fish I wanted too? You're a natural.
Reputations gained by completing shopkeeper missions and warren favors. Okay, but what's that? Is that just for, like,
Get
the...
your gear here.
That's not... So what is the reputation meant for? Because I have it as
The Maiden is the preeminent spinner in Junior's rod catalog. Still easy to use, still incredible bang for your buck, but now a little better than the rest.
Okay, I've got reputation, but what does the reputation do? Because there's no use of it there. Let me see if there's more in the journal about that. Respawning. I mean, I do have this golden tour thing to go through and do, and I think all it is basically just, like, patrol the map and see the major spots of it. I'll try doing that one for the perch, but, yeah, what? I do not know what the reputation is supposed to do or help you with. Is it just
See
something...
my sister around? She took to photography like a fish to water. Should be near a river somewhere. But wait, you didn't buy anything.
Okay, I can also look at doing these. Like, yeah, map shit. Okay, I don't even think that map challenge lined up with, like, where we were supposed to. Because it's circling down there, but we were on that little island. Okay, well, let me... Okay, so yeah, there's that one to do. I'll take that. And take that. Okay, that one... I think that's actually just upriver. Yeah, that's just up the... Oh, lordy. Okay, let go. Yeah, that's just up that way. Okay, so let me just see what I want to work at right now for them. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. Let me track this mission. Okay, that one's actually going to tell me where the spots are. So we'll do these couple because they are basically right next to each other. And it seems like these challenges you can pick up more than one. Oh god, I'm getting behind the wheel again. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I did not even get out of the gate before I smacked into it. I apologize for the wanton property destruction that probably would be occurring if that was in the game. Actually, I think that's the bridge over there, so... Yeah, just... No, hang on. I might as well pick the note up. Okay, back in. Let's get our way to the bridge. I'm pretty sure all I gotta do is basically park on it and catch a perch off of it, and that's done. But the challenge is at least you can overlap what you've got on the go. Yeah, so we'll see if we can catch a perch or two quickly, get that done, move up to hit the other spot. But I have no idea what this reputation is supposed to be for. I don't know if it unlocks new options. But yeah, nothing in the shop seemed to have it listed. There's been no mention of it at all through us playing up till this point. Is it just like a bragging system of like multiplayer to show how much you've done? Now, let me pull this up. I'm going to head over there and maybe change up what I'm using to try casting out there. Instead of, I think this is the crankbait still on. I think I want the spinner. Yeah, I'll try the spinner for this area. And maybe going out to over here will be better. Because they do prefer being in like foliage and that. So we'll just see what we can snag from this, and if I can hit that, I can go up further to get the other one done. And I'm going to bring both back. Nothing so far. I'm trying to remember what we used when we were going after the perch. I don't know if it was the spinner or something else. I could try switching out for the popper, but I'll give it another couple of casts just because not everyone's going to land a fish. That's a nice little touch of realism, so that way it kind of takes the game feel out a little bit more. Like if every single cast did get you something, I think you kind of feel it's a little bit of a gimmick almost. Though I do kind of wonder how the game would handle, like, if you're on a bridge and casting like I am and get a fish, what happens in the space between the water level and where the player is, that the fish is basically in midair? Because there'd probably be a distance once I get this reeled in close enough. It's just going to be hanging midair out of the water. I wonder if I even... Well, we'll try a little bit more. Yeah, okay, I don't think we're going to get anything there, so we'll speed up the recovery. And maybe I'll try going for a classic that's worked pretty well for us. That's the popper. I wonder, maybe I even have to go more like into the middle of the bridge to try. Yeah, there's nothing that even looks to be interested following along with it, so... I'm going to reel in. I'm going to try from shore and see what that does. Let me just go for a little jog around the bend here and go down here. And see if this changes our luck at all. Now, I don't know if it would, but perhaps there's something about, again, being on the bridge causing a little issue with detection or trying to get anything landed. We'll just see. It doesn't seem like anything's interested. Okay, maybe the popper's a bad choice. Maybe I'll go to the spinnerbait next and see. Now let's just pull you in. Okay. I'll switch you out for spinnerbait. And we'll try out that way. See if we can get anything interested. No, there we go. There's something interested. Not sure what species it is, but at least we got a fish on. And given the fact that there's like no tension, it might be a perch. Could be a bass. Actually, it's a little perch, yeah. Yeah, not too bad. Silver little perch. We'll toss you back in. There's that done. And now I'm going to see. Tutorial. There we go. Okay, so that one is just... Okay, that one's done. So we're going to track this one next. And this one, all we basically got to do is, I think it's right up there. Yeah, literally just where those two things meet. So might as well just put a waypoint there. Hop back in the vehicle, and we just got to go for a little bit of a drive. I probably should have been doing these ones before I did more of the advanced species tutorials, but I figured let's get a variety of fish over just the missions over and over again. But yeah, I don't know, it still kind of feels like there's a little bit of an well, it might be because you don't have as good control as like a joystick for like speed-wise. But definitely feels like for turning, you almost just gotta do little tips and taps of which direction you want to go rather than hold, because otherwise, it just takes you very hard for very sharp turns. And there's no real way to control like speed either, because it's not like you can have a different pressure on the keyboard. Oh lord. Okay, we'll just hit that point there. Okay, that should be the spot we gotta hit. Yeah, so we should have the thing... Yeah, here we go. Map location found. Catch. Ooh, a gold rank largemouth. I think the largemouth mostly go for like the popper, so you know what? Let's switch back to that and see if we can snag one. There we go. And then largemouth, you can tell when one's online because they just immediately strike. So I'll just try a few casts and see what we bring in from here. I also do see a little tree out there I could turn in. There we go. What do we got? Might just be a silver largemouth. There's not really a lot of fight in it with how like good our gear is. Although, say that and then there's some little burst on the meter. What do we got? It is a largemouth, might be a silver. Yeah, just a silver largemouth. Toss you back in. And try another cast out. Just try a few of these and see if we can get this other mission hit. I think if I did want to go for that tree, just hopping in the vehicle, and I could maybe even drive pretty close to where that is. Nope. Okay, it didn't. I was a little slow on this hit there, but it might still come back for it. Okay, gotta give it a little bit more time. I don't know if this is a bass or not, because usually they don't, like, nibble like that. It's usually one pretty solid strike, and then you're in for, well, normally a fight if your gear's not that good. Oh, okay, it is a largemouth. Let's see how you size up. Another silver. Toss you back in. Yeah, there's a little bit of credits. So again, that's where I don't know how well, like, later stages of the game are going to be. Is it almost just you want to save all your credits and then get the most expensive stuff once you can later? Or will the game kind of keep this system adjusted to fit, like slowly getting more and more, or going for better and better. It's one of the weird ones that I don't know, like, the full experience start to end of it. So I can't say I'm for or against it or like that. It's just kind of speculation of what it may be like. I could see the segmenting thing working, as long as, like, as you're getting into later levels, either more segments to the levels, or more credits per segment. But right now, where I'm sitting with how it is, I think I'm still pretty early in, so I don't have enough experience to be able to comment. Yes, this will be a good system. No, it won't be. I just don't know enough to be able to relay that. At least we're getting a lot of bass strikes here. We just haven't found any that have been big enough for what we're after. Although this one might be a little bit better sizing, because it's keeping a little bit more tension on the line. Let's see. Another silver. Let me see. Okay, there was 251, but I wonder if that was from my gear more so. So right now this is a size 7. Let me try a size 6. See if maybe the hook size is like one of the controlling factors for if we might get a bigger one. There we go. Not too bad to start. Yeah, we've gotten to the point the gear is so good, it's going to take some pretty large fish to actually provide a little bit of a fight for us. This is just kind of... This is like going and doing the side quests, then going back to the main story quests in a way. Another silver. Okay, 2%, 2%. We're getting closer to having one thing maxed up there. Okay, that was a 6. Maybe I'll try a frog. I think frogs are one of the things that bass go for quite a bit. Could be mistaken, but at least it's a different kind of lure, and I can work that up towards a mastery as well. There we are. And let's just see how this holds up or sizes up for us. There we go, that's a nice bit of tension we haven't seen too often. Try to get around the halfway mark. Nah, I think it's going to be another silver. Doesn't really have the power to fight. Come on in, you. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of silver, but we did hit the mastery for the reel, so that should be maybe 250 credits again? 272. So every gear mastery seems to be, you're going to get approximately 250 credits. And the segments are the ones where it'll vary, be like maybe 100 or so into that-ish range. And then there was another comment that was... Yes, Call of the Wild the Angler is made by a different team than the ones behind, like, Call of the Wild the Hunter or the Hunter Classic. But the thing is, my worries about it are because they're still the same development studio and publishing studio, that there's going to be policies and practices carrying over, and I am still wary of what we'll see DLC-wise. How it's going to come out is going to be kind of broken and janky, and they'll fix most of it, then move on, or... they'll try to really polish up first releases. Like, I think Call of the Wild is the source more so where there's been a little bit more wariness on every DLC that comes out with it. Because you go through and quite a few of the area DLCs are mixed ratings there. It seems like sometimes it's like the animal variety, other times though it's more bugs and issues and glitches, and it's... I just do not know what to expect for the Angler yet. Like, I do admit, it is kind of on par for how Call of the Wild the Hunter was on its first release, because Call of the Wild, theHunter had a lot of issues when it first came out. But I think I can't remember if it came out as an early access title or not. I can't think back now. I would probably say, and I would hold firm, is if you came out with Call of the Wild the Angler as an early access title and gave like even a 10% discount on its release, you probably have a bit more positive reception to say, okay, yeah, there's a lot of bugs or issues with that, but this is still early access, and we're getting access again to the game before it's in its finished, polished state. So there's some more forgiveness and pointers to want to encourage and see those fixed. But for the finished product to have come out to like some of the stuff it has, that's where I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. Oh. Okay, let me see if I can shrink that down. Maybe we'll still get another hit before it's full. Yeah. Probably just another silver bass, but let's see. Okay, really late for the pull-in. Yeah, another silver. Okay, toss you back in. And I don't really know another direction to try. Like, how far out can I go? I guess I can stand right there. We'll try one more fish in, and then probably end the episode. But I think that goes over any of the comments I really got in. So yeah, it's just, I still think right now with the angler for things, it's a wait and see how they handle this supposed new reserve coming. A little bit of other stuff in that for it. But there's definitely some points of questionable inclusion for like certain features in or missing. I still think a big one is the time of day you can't adjust at all. Another silver. Am I just catching the same few fish over and over again? It's like every single one of these has just been a silver bass. Or a silver-sized largemouth. I'm kind of tempted to try... Okay, I did admit we're going a little longer, but maybe next episode I'll try the super popper lure I've got and see if anything actually does hit it. Because I know that one, given the hook size, it has to be a giant against certain fish. But we'll pull this last one in, then end things off for this episode of The Angler. Not a bad start for the weekend. Much better to be landing fish than going through like the issues we were with the species tutorials. And I don't think I'll go back to those. Again, they didn't really give you anything aside from like a little bit of recommended gear listing. And you could probably experiment and play with whatever you buy to get that yourselves. Okay, we'll toss that back in. And yeah, I'm going to end this episode of The Angler right here. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. I still have to figure out what the reputation is used for. Again, there's been nothing in the shop or any requirements I've seen across the game so far of it, so I don't know. And maybe you guys do. If you comment, I'd be very grateful to be able to share that with you, or anybody who doesn't know too. But yeah, again, there's just a little bit of things to question for it. The gameplay and like fishing itself, like the bait casting, the spin casting, fantastic. It's other ones... Actually, even the float fishing is pretty good for what it is. The only issue I have is with the jigging, but that, I think, it was just because it hasn't really been designed for mouse and keyboard. I think it was more meant joystick, just push up, push down. Not the slide mouse forward, slide mouse back, which can be a little awkward to do. But, again, we'll just see how it shapes up with more time. I do have to admit, it does look great. It is fun to play and just fish and enjoy yourself with, so we'll just see what it's like going forward for the game. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'm going to end things off here. So until I do see you in the next video, anglers and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy angling.